Hello, things are all wonky here. Oh, why? Why? Why is it all crooked? I don't know. Trying to figure it out. All right, welcome. We're gonna do a little live stream. My camera set up. Good enough. All right, I didn't grab a water to drink. Have a water for painting. Have watercolors. Walking in front of the light as always. Whew. All right. So we're gonna work on a painting for January in my bullet journal. I started setting that up. I got all the yearly general pages done, I think, and then I'm getting ready to set up my monthly pages, and of course the first month of the year is January. And I thought this year I would do a watercolor for each like opening title page, month page, whatever you want to call it, you know, kind of set the mood and the color scheme. So we don't need any of this blue or green because we're going red and yellow, which is all not blue and green, right? This is a nice little palette, but it's little. It's okay. I have a bigger one. And take my glasses off because I don't need them to see while I'm painting. So welcome. This is probably my last stream of the year. I mean, that's okay. I only just started streaming, so no big deal. Welcome. It's December 27th, 2020, as I am doing this. It is 4 p.m. Pacific time, which is my regularly scheduled programming time. I'm just putting my hair in a ponytail really quick. You can't see me, so it doesn't matter to you. It still looks all crooked. Maybe it's me. I don't know. I'm all crooked. Why be straight, as my daughter says all the time. My daughter's not straight, so that's okay. I encourage it. Growing up, I used to ask her when she started getting, you know, puberty age, or, you know, the age that people start liking other people. I'd always ask her, because she lives with her dad, so she comes to visit, and I'd ask, so, any boys you like? And she'd be like, no. And I'm like, okay. Any girls you like? And she's like, no. I was like, okay, well, what do you like? And I remember she told me one time, anime. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. She doesn't like girls. She doesn't like boys. She likes anime. But now she likes everybody. So that's fine. Don't be straight if you can be crooked. All right, just taping this down because I don't want it going everywhere. And plus, it'll also try and help me give me a nice clean edge border, which I'm terrible at ever doing. I hardly ever do this, but trying to make it even all the way around. So I'm basically doing half tape on the paper and half tape on the background. This is an inexpensive roll of masking tape I got from the dollar store, which means it doesn't stick very well for very long, which makes it perfect for taping down watercolor paper because it's not going to rip the paper. When I pull it up, hopefully it'll keep it down long enough for me to finish the painting. All right, there we go. Make sure I push it down all along the paper side, but if it bleeds, oh well. No big deal. This is just for me, and if I don't like it, I can always trim it, but who cares? I generally don't have a problem if my paintings aren't perfect. All right, get out my brushes, which I put in a handy dandy toothbrush holder because I took them on the road in case I wanted to paint, and I didn't use them anyway. I spent the last few days dog sitting for a lovely Dalmatian pit bull mix. Let me tell you, when they get excited, at least this one, when he got excited, he liked to jump. And so I've got marks. I've got a scratch here, and I've got bruises on my forearms and things. So yeah, let's moisten up the red a little more. I don't know if I want cool red or warm red, and the yellow. I have a basic idea. I was going to get my compass out and draw, but there's no pencil in my compass. And none of my pencils are sharp. That's okay. We'll just use a non-sharp pencil, I guess. I don't know where the pencil in my compass went. How does this? Okay. It's like, it's been a while since I've used this. I think I got this at at the Goodwill, not the dollar store. I think I got this at the Goodwill. I have an idea in my mind. I haven't sketched it or anything because I'm not that kind of artist. I don't like sketching things ahead of time, but I probably should practice. Anyway, sorry I'm quiet. I'm trying to concentrate because making a circle with a compass is not as easy as it looks. Okay, there, I made a circle. Huzzah! Okay, the hard part's done. That's it. That's the only shape we're trying is a circle. So yeah, I don't know how many of you do bullet journals. If you do, you can head over to my channel, Mandy IRL. I have a couple of videos where I do some bullet journaling. I'll probably be posting more bullet journal videos. I feel like that's gonna be so dirty because it's still so blue. So I'm gonna grab the lid. Too many things on the desk now. Get things out of the way. Okay. And we're gonna use the lid as our palette because I feel like we're probably gonna get a cleaner color. And I'm just mixing a really watery wash. I'm mixing a little bit of this light lemon yellow and a little bit of lemon yellow ochre kind of color. This one here, lemon yellow and sort of yellow ochre. And adding a lot of water so it's nice and runny. And we're going to start with rinsing off the brush again. And we're going to take water and we're going to fill that circle. This is watercolor paper, so it should stay wet for a while compared to like my bullet journal paper, which is just sketch paper or drawing paper. And then there we go. We'll add some yellow to that. So I like to keep my, I'll probably do something on my other channel showing the whole setup of my month for my bullet journal. And like I said, if you're interested in that, check it out. That's at Mandy IRL on YouTube. But I kept my my yearly overall pages kind of neutral. With just black and white. And then I'm incorporating color into each of the months. And as you can see, this is becoming sort of a sun because it's the beginning of the new year. So I wanted like the new dawning of a new year kind of feel. So January is all about new beginnings, and to me, every day is a new beginning, which is going to be my title quote, I guess you could say. I like to do a quote on every monthly title page, and that went at a weird angle. And you saw I didn't measure this out. I'm just kind of freehanding it. making them all about 2 brush widths wide. And the angles aren't perfect, as you can probably tell. But just kind of freeform. I like, if you watched my last one, I don't remember if it was on this channel or the other channel, where I worked in my bullet journal, or in my art journal. Streaming on 2 different channels. I can't remember what I did on which channel. So I think it was on this channel. It may have been the other one. But I like to sort of free flow art. So I'll start with an idea and then just see where it takes me and let it do its own thing. But like I said, I did have kind of an idea of what I wanted this painting to look like. So we're just playing with that idea right now. And I'm going to grab some of my reds. And again, lots of water. I'm just dipping in the water and bringing the wet brush right over here, not even wiping it on the edge. And then we're going to come in between and let them just bleed together. So I think red and yellow make a good sunrise. And I've also said this in the past, if you notice that like there'll be wet white spots, it's probably skin oil where I've touched the paper with my hands, which is, you know, it happens. It's no big deal. I'm getting a nice bleeding effect here, so the lines are nice and soft. Colors are mixing together naturally. And if I need to help it, I can, but just trying to do this. All the colors are still wet. That yellow is a little bit dry, so I'm just going to grab some water and yellow and come back on top of it. Here we go. So I hope everybody had wonderful holidays. If you're still enjoying the holidays, yay. Congrats. I spent the solstice, which was last weekend, with my daughter. If you tuned in last Sunday, you saw her and I doing some globe-trotting trivia and found out that neither of us is very good at geography. Which is a-okay. You probably, if you watched, maybe you learned something with us. Otherwise, maybe you didn't. All right, let's try a little stronger red in the middle. Because this is really red over here, and I like how that looks. That nice strong red. So let's see if we can get some more of that going on in here. And if it's getting dry, I can just find Mr. Bottle. Got it, the Goodwill. I think this year I'm going to do a lot of projects based on whatever I can find at the Goodwill. You'd be surprised. I live in a college area, so there are a lot of arts and school supplies that people donate to the Goodwill. So I'm hoping to do that. But I also, I mean, a lot of the supplies I have, I've gotten from the Goodwill already, so I'll just be adding to what I already have. Let's go with more of that yellow ochre, the darker yellow color. I'm just going straight from the palette and adding it to my wet painting, and it's going to kind of do its own thing. Rinse my brush because I'm getting some of that red in there. Just dragging it over those yellow streaks. The wet paint. And just letting it do its thing. I don't know what you guys think it looks like. I think it looks pretty good. I'm just rinsing my brush after every trip. I'm going to dry it off really quick because like where the red is mixing with the yellow, I want to bring more of the yellow in. And don't want to spread any more of that red. Yeah, I think this darker yellow looks nice. And that was a bit. And here the red is running into it a little bit, so I'm just going to take up my brush and wipe along these edges here where there's these puddles of color that are forming. And the dry brush, I'm drying off the brush with my spare recycled napkin, and that's going to help pick up that extra paint in the areas where it's pooling. Think of it as like a mop for your paint. You know, you get a dry mop, you put it down, and it's going to pick up all that water. So this is the same thing, except instead of picking up water, it's picking up paint, which is, you know, got water in it. So it's picking up our water and paint. I don't remember if I did this one or not, but we're going to do it now. And if I think it's blending too much, I can kind of come through, pull up some of that, put in some of that yellow ochre. Get some of the yellow ochre out of here. I mean the red, not the yellow ochre. We want the yellow ochre. We don't want so much red. I'm liking it. I know, I enjoy bullet journaling. It's something I got into a couple years ago. It's a way for me to... I've used it many different ways. Right now I'm looking at journaling every day. So like a diary of each day of what's going on in life. You know, the highlights, the lowlights. I was sick, I did this, I got that. Kind of help keep a record. Because I was cleaning with my daughter and she found I used to keep a journal, a diary. And like we'd go through it and like she'd like read about what she was like when she was 3. You know, and or what it was like when she was a baby, you know, and how I dealt with life and what was going on in my life. And she liked that. And so I want to kind of continue that. But also a bullet journal allows me to plan and organize ideas and important dates and, you know, use it as a regular planner. But then I also can be creative with it. And I know I like that combination that it's a diary, a creative art journal, and what was the other thing? Planner. So I'm just going to mist it, and it's going to give it kind of a granulated effect. And then we're just going to sit here and chat for a minute. I might put a little more color down. I don't know. Do we want more color? Maybe some of this orangier red, because I've been using a lot of the blue red, which is a cooler, like vibrant red. It's hard to describe like the difference between, I think you can probably see it on camera. This red is more orangey and this is more red. Would be considered a cooler or violet red. Maybe add some of that in there. Just a little bit. Or a lot, I don't know. We'll see where I go with it. I like I said, I like to paint intuitively. So I'll start with an idea and then I'll just see where it takes me. And if something, I don't like something, I just know how to go back and fix it or keep experimenting and trying to do something that I do like until I get it. Or if all else fails, just give up and start over. I'm thinking I'm liking that. Can't remember, did I start in there? I think I did. I think I started in that corner. It looks about the same color. And then we're going to come in some of that lemon yellow. Let's do a smaller brush. Let's play with a different brush for a little while. Let's play with this little guy. There we go. We can draw a nice thin line of that concentrated lemon yellow down the middle of each of these. I'm just playing. If I can hate it, if I hate it, I can always change it, make it look different. Sorry if I got quiet. I was just zoning out, tuning out, zenning out. I sometimes find painting to be very zen, very meditative. Just sit here and let it do its thing. All right, that's looking pretty interesting. And again, if I think it's too solid, I just mist it with a fine mist and let it soften up a bit. Could also take the paper towel and just go along the edges, grab any of this extra paint. There's a point where the paper is going to have too much water. And then it's not going to be fun to work with, so I'll just sit and chat for a minute, I guess. I keep saying that, but I don't do it. I'm very terrible at being still. I mean, you all don't want to see me just sitting watching paint dry, right? Sounds kind of boring to me. I don't know. Kind of like watching paint dry. Oop, I dried on my brush. There. I'm just fixing a couple places where I picked up too much paint with a paper towel. And then the thing is, once this dries, it's probably going to be lighter than it is right now. And then I'll probably have to go back and paint it. And I didn't set up my hair dryer, so I can't actually do it quick, but I guess I can flip. Ugh, pardon my reach. You can't see me reaching anyway. But I will get out my bullet journal and see, so you guys can see. So this is a pretty big irregular bullet journal. Sorry, there's somebody's phone number there. So I have inside cover page is blank for a property of sign. And then this first page, I kind of gridded it. I made it into quarters so I know where the half, and then I broke it down into smaller sections. I made my own index because this one doesn't have one. And then I have, I started actually using this last year back in July at work, and I tore all those pages out, but I already had it here on a year at a glance, so I just made the year at a glance for 2020, and then a time of the month tracker in case you want to know. I have a section for wish list and a section for movies I want to see. These are a lot of the movies I had previously that I still haven't seen. And then over here I have a great big bookshelf. I categorize it by comics, graphic novels, fiction, nonfiction, and extras in case I run out of books. And I am reading one book. I'm actually reading two. And then I have a goals page. And that's all I have for my yearly pages. They're pretty simple, black and white. Yeah. So I hope that you are enjoying this. Downside is because this is watercolor paper and I've sprayed it with water several times, it's not drying rather fast. So that's the thing. I don't know how I'm liking the middle of the sun. I tried swirling it. It did okay. I've tried spotting it. I'm not really liking that either. I don't know what look I want. Sorry for bumping the table. These are drying a little harsh. So I'm going to see about going over it with some water and just kind of softening that maybe. And like I said, it's intuitive. It's just playing. Watercolor is kind of one of those mediums that's unpredictable. You can try to make it do what you want. But in the end, you kind of have to let it do what it wants and work with it. That's not too bad. I kind of like that diagonal stripe on the sun. We're going to let it dry like that, I guess. So yeah, that's the story. This lemon yellow thing over here is drying really weird. It's drying whitish. I wonder if they put white in that yellow paint to make it that color. That would suck. These aren't very good watercolors, but they're good enough. They're not considered professional grade. I think they're like from Michael's, like Reeves brand, or Art Loft. They're pretty inexpensive brand, but they're pretty good. It's a nice set. I like them. I've used them quite a bit. Yeah. This is gonna be a two-parter, I guess, because I should have recorded this because Watching paint dry is really boring, man. I know. I was going to record this and then I didn't. I thought I'll do it on the live stream. That'll be fun. And now I'm like, this is boring. I don't know what that was. There's something in my paint. Sorry. I guess you can listen to me talk for a while. If there was somebody watching, they could ask me questions. But nobody's watching right now. My daughter says I should try just streaming on Twitch. So I have a Twitch channel. And I have tried streaming in the past. It's just, I don't know if my computer can handle it. Actually, I don't know if my computer can handle this. So, go figure. Okay, 20 questions. What did I get for Christmas? I got 3 tank tops from my daughter, cami tops, you know, spaghetti strap tank top, and 3 pop figures, Critical Role pop figures, Vox Machina. I got Pike, Bex, and Keyleth. That's what I got for Christmas. Okay, once again, poor planning. Didn't really think this through. I think actually I did the art journal on my other channel. I would show it to you, but I don't have it handy. Okay, let's see. Yep, I did some dog sitting for 3 days over Christmas. That was interesting. That was my first time doing it. Staying in a stranger's house was interesting. Especially the kitchen. Like, you don't know where things are. And trying to find things. And then going, why do you have a cupboard full of this? Or why are your pots and pans with your silverware? Things that aren't the way you do them. I mean, we all have our own peculiarities and do things our own way. I'm trying to sit comfortably. Sorry if I bump the table, which bumps the camera. I'm like, I don't know, this thing here, the camera. Ooh, close up of my finger. I got scratched right there. Yeah, it was fun though. I have ideas for projects on my Etsy shop. I'll tell you more about them in the future. I don't want to give anything away right now because I haven't made anything yet. If you want to follow me on Instagram at Mandy IRL. You can follow me on Twitter at DragnFeathers. DragnFeathers. Links should be down below. I don't always remember to put the new ones in there, and I haven't updated the automatically saved ones. You can follow me on Facebook if you want. I'm hardly ever on there, but it's at Mandy Dragn, DRAGN, DRAGN. Mandy, MANDY. Yeah, that's all the socials you can find me on. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, here at DragnFeathers, or on my other channel, Mandy IRL. I'm trying to decide which one to stream on regularly because I have more subscribers here, but I feel like I don't get very many views on either channel, I guess. I think I get more views on this channel because I have more content. quality views, I guess. Just putting down some darker bit of red. And then coming in with some water. Letting it spread. Probably can't tell, but the paper is bowed. So that it runs towards the outside fairly easily. But should probably stop playing. Just let it dry. Or I could just stop streaming because I ran out of things to do. And I don't know if you guys want to watch paint dry or not. You'll have to leave me a comment when you watch this and let me know if you're enjoying watching paint dry or if you think this isn't completely boring and would rather I didn't. Kind of like that. I think it's warm red to cool red. But I have to let it dry. I could try and dig out my hair dryer. How hard is it? It's probably going to be really hard because it's packed away because I don't ever think to get it out ahead of time. And I don't use it for my hair. I really wanted this to be an hour-long stream. Like most of them, I've been trying to go for an hour. But poor planning on my part. One of these days, I'll get it better at this. Really, I will. So, whose birthday's coming up soon? My birthday's coming up in January. January 11th. I will be over 23 again. All right, well, I ran out of things to do. My stomach just decided it's not happy with me. I guess my late lunch is catching up with me. And as much as I really wanted this to be an hour-long stream, since I don't have a hairdryer and you guys probably are bored of trying to watch paint dry, I like the way these two are streaking, by the way. Just wanted to point that out. I like the streaks. Hopefully I can get something to look like that. Later, I will post on my Instagram the finished picture, so if you want to see what it looks like, because I will also be doing ink on this. Unless, of course, I don't have a chance to do it before Wednesday. When is New Year's? Trying to look at my calendar. So if you want to tune in for part 2 of this, you can check out my Mandy IRL on YouTube, and that will be me finishing the piece with some ink work on top of the watercolor. That'll be on Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube at Mandy IRL. It's Mandy, MandyYIRL. Otherwise, you can tune in, check out my Instagram. It'll be posted there. And yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. If you like what you see, so hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know next time I go live. And hopefully I'll get better at doing this and be prepared in the future. Thanks. Bye. Now if I can just turn off the stream without killing myself.